Hi, I'm Kevin Castaneda, and this is Kev's Mindset, where we talk everything finance, investing, mindset, and productivity. And today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, and more specifically, why and how Bitcoin will hit 100,000 per coin this year. Not even this year, in the next few months, honestly, in the next 3 to 4 months, it's very viable. However, there's also potential that it doesn't. So I'm going to be covering both sides in this video today. And feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you are new, and let's hop right into the video. Let's go. I would like to preface this video by saying I own a lot of Coinbase. However, I do not own Bitcoin or Ethereum as direct assets because I feel like owning Coinbase is a nice way to indirectly own crypto, and it's a good way to have some exposure to crypto, however not have the direct asset. So I would like to just preface the video by saying that. Okay, now I do think that Bitcoin has a high chance of hitting 100,000, especially in the next few months. The reason I think this is, of course, a lot of people think that Bitcoin has been stuck for a long time, and so they're getting kind of pessimistic about it because they're like, hey, Bitcoin's been going up from 49, 48 to 60, and then it comes back down, 48 to 60, comes back down, and it's just kind of playing around that 55,000, 56, 57,000 range. And a lot of people are getting kind of annoyed about it. And I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people are like, oh, the crypto winter is going to come sooner than expected. I don't think so. What I think is going to happen is, well, there's kind of two versions of what can happen. Version one, where Bitcoin goes to 100,000, is where inflation is higher than the Fed even expected, and we just see inflation get higher, and inflation just keeps moving up. And if that happens, if inflation just keeps getting higher and higher and much higher than we expected, then I do see Bitcoin going up much more than anticipated, maybe even higher than 100,000. However, we will need to see consistent inflation and lasting inflation for at least these next few months. And especially on May 12th, I'm pretty sure, is when the CPI data is coming out, and we need to see what the inflation rate is going to be and how inflation is going. Because if inflation is going at a pretty high pace, we might see Bitcoin have that nice trajectory up, and we might see it start moving up. And of course, inflation is not the only thing that drives Bitcoin, as other people just joining in, people like institutions, more companies adopting it as a payment system. There's a lot of catalysts for Bitcoin. However, inflation is a big one, especially right now. And so if inflation doesn't show, that's where I think we could see some downside, and we won't hit the 100,000 mark or over the 100,000 mark. However, if we do see persistent inflation, we do see somewhat high inflation, and also companies allow it as payment, and more institutions start buying in, and all this happens, then I think we will see a nice 100% extra gain, which I know sounds crazy on Bitcoin, but I think it's possible in these next few months if we do see all these things that I already said. But back to the negative side is, if we don't see that inflation, I don't think even the other catalysts will be enough to hold it up and to move it up. I think we might be able to, we might see some flat, if not negative, if we don't see this inflation that everyone's expecting. Because inflation, a lot of people are using Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. And now that's important to note, because if a lot of people are using Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, and inflation doesn't happen to the degree that some people are expecting it to happen, then Bitcoin is going to go down, because it's not going to serve its purpose for why it's there. So why own Bitcoin when you can just go and buy stocks? And because stocks are fine and inflation wasn't as crazy as everyone expected. So that's where inflation is. Inflation is kind of the key for Bitcoin right now. And so we're going to have to see what happens, but that's kind of my thesis. I think that if inflation is not as high as expected, then I think Bitcoin can even come down as low as the low 40s, if not below the 40s, because there's going to be a panic sell-off. And then I think the crypto winter may be able to start earlier if inflation doesn't show. And so it's a big risk. However, also trying to ride inflation is also a potential big gain that you can have. So it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. Who knows what's going to happen? Although with so much money printing, I think we might be able to see just enough inflation for Bitcoin to rise substantially. However, I don't think that it will get out of the Fed's hands and it will go crazy. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that it helped gauge a nice perspective, because I've kind of taken this perspective by going through everything and kind of seeing how everything's working and how and what other people think, and then that's how I kind of came to this thesis of my own. And so Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and leave a like if you did enjoy. Also subscribe if you are new, and if you want to start buying crypto, you can go to the link down below for Coinbase and sign up and get $10 when you deposit your first $100 on the platform. You can also get paid for just learning about crypto. I think you can make up to like $30 just taking simple quizzes and stuff. So if you are interested in that, the link's down below, and we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. Although I wouldn't rule Bitcoin completely out, but there are also some potential downsides that can come. So I hope you did enjoy this video, and thank you so much. This was Kev's Mindset, and we'll see what happens.